Hi, my name is Chloe Shumain and the video you are about to watch is an informational video on first aid. In the video we will cover how to treat yourself or somebody else who has wounded themselves by cutting or hurting themselves, and we're going to show you how to stop the bleeding and treat the wound. Depending on how big or deep the wound is, you might have to go to the emergency room and have them treat you, but I will show you how to stop the bleeding for a time being so that you could go to the hospital if needed, and if not, this could also work just for a regular small cut wound. So my mom just cut herself very badly, so what I need to do is put a glove on so that I don't get infected with some of her blood in case I have a cut area. And then I need to stop the bleeding and then clean the wound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fresh clean gauze and apply pressure to the wound. Another clean gauze, and then I'm just going to clean off the wound. Once the bleeding has stopped, I will take hydrogen peroxide and a clean piece of gauze, and then I will clean or disinfect the wound so that it doesn't become infected later on. So here I am cleaning off the wound with some hydrogen peroxide. And then when you come close to the wound, you need to dab it so that you don't spread any bacteria inside of the wound. But around the wound you can rub it if you'd like. Now that I've cleaned off the wound better, I will now be applying some gauze and a plaster or a band-aid on. So I've applied the gauze now, and I think this wound is anyways too deep and too big to be treated at home. So I will be taking my mom to the hospital, and then the gauze is just going to be on the wound while we go to the hospital with a band-aid surrounding it. And while the band-aid surrounding the gauze, it will also be putting pressure onto the wound so that it won't bleeding again. Now that the band-aids are applied to the gauze, I will be putting a regular cloth around it so that there's pressure applied. And while my mom and I are driving to the hospital, I'm going to ask her to put pressure on the wound as well. So now I have applied a regular cloth around the wound on top of the wound so that pressure is applied the whole time on our way to the hospital. And by doing this, you're going to apply pressure to the wound, and then it won't bleed anymore, and it will also prevent further bleeding if it would reopen and start bleeding again. I don't know if you noticed this, but if you did, good job, because nobody ever notices. There was a strange word used in my video. It was called plaster. Well, in South Africa, plaster is equal to band-aid. So if you would say, go get me a band-aid, we'd say, go get me a plaster. And there's multiple different brands in South Africa, and one of the brands are called Band-Aid. So then that's why we don't call it Band-Aid, because then it would be just really weird. But props to you if you noticed it. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope this taught you something.